But before I get to the movie, I got to ask a very important question. Sugar Ray, if you have a chance, one chance to make it with the woman of your life, Usher Raymond is the music or R. Kelly?
I've already done that. That's Usher.
Usher?
Yeah, I mean,
Doesn't it kind of depend on the woman, though? If it's like a high-end executive, I go Usher. If it's a round-the-way girl, I go R. Kelly.
No, not necessarily. I like Usher.
It really all depends on what album, yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on the album.
It's all about the movement.
Yeah.
Just like in the fight. No, really, I'm serious. It's about movement. It's like, it's how deep you want to get.
Got it. All right, Sugar Ray, I heard, oh boy, oh my God. I heard you thought it was a joke initially when Usher Raymond was chosen to play you in this movie. Why?
Well, when I first heard the news that Usher was playing me, I just thought it was a joke. I'm not saying he couldn't pull it off, but Usher, I mean, I know Usher from stage, you know, from videos and other stuff, singing. But when we finally met, in fact, he called me and he said, Ray, I'm portraying you in a movie and I want to make you proud and can you help me be you? And I said, well, sure. And I went to see him and what I saw, I said, no question about it, he can do it.
A man inspired by Michael Jackson, I see you as a great athlete on the stage, but I never think great athlete. Were you worried at all about being able to pull off one of the greatest boxers of all time?
Absolutely. I mean, the idea of me portraying such an iconic figure and such a disciplined specimen of an individual looking at his entire career, I wanted to make sure I got it right. So that's why I did reach out to Ray. And of course, I was willing and ready to do the work. You know, yeah, many people only recognize me for what I do as a musical artist. But acting is something that I take very serious. I take it as serious as I take my musical career. So I was willing to, you know, do the training, but I wanted to make sure that I would get it right. Because there's there's certain things that I probably would never completely understand. You know, for many years, I guess we look at TV and we have an understanding of what choreography is. And in some way, boxing is the same. But to have the actual man himself walk you through the process, I mean, that right there, I don't think I could get a better teacher. You know what I mean? Other than the man himself, right?
We've seen some highlights of you jumping rope, hitting the speed bag.
Yeah.
You pulled all of that off flawlessly. I'm wondering, though, your brand, you're such a global icon as a singer. Were you worried about your brand getting in the way of fans buying you as a boxer?
Well, if anything, if they compared who I am as an artist, they would see that I'm disciplined because boxers have to have that. In terms of choreography, you know, what boxers do, you know, it's all about coordination. It's all about timing, understanding how to choreograph the idea before you get into the ring with your opponent. That's what their whole practice leading up to the fight is about. So if you compare just those two, it was easy, right? But it would only work to my benefit for those people who had celebrated me as an artist. And obviously, then I would bring my audience to the fight. Maybe they didn't know something about boxing. Maybe they learned something about boxing. Maybe they learned something about that discipline and really the understanding, because this movie is about something far more than just boxing. It's a trait of life. Here you have a poor man's sport that has been glamorized and made to look incredible by Sugar Ray Leonard and many other fighters. But you begin to understand the nature of how a person can come from nothing and then amass it all, and then potentially be in jeopardy of losing it all. And that intestinal fortitude that you have to fight through in the ring is no different than the same diligence and also to focus that you have to apply in life. So I felt great about what I read. I felt great about the work I knew what I'd have to do. And then ultimately, in the end, I felt great about knowing I had him to usher me through the process of being Sugar Ray.